Give your attendance. The suggestion of menstrual cycle in the human female is known as dash. The suggestion of menstrual cycle in the human female is known as dash. Ovulation, puberty, menopause, maturation. Option A, B, C, D. Ovulation, puberty, menopause, maturation. The suggestion of menstrual cycle. Suggestion of menstrual cycle in the human female is known as dash. Option A, ovulation. Option B, puberty. Option C, menopause. Option D, maturation. Chart the correct answer. Suggestion of menstruation in the human female is known as dash. Option C, menopause. Option C, menopause is correct. Then the lower narrow end of a uterus is called dash. Lower narrow end of uterus is called dash. Urethra, cervix, clitoris, vulva. Cervix. The lower narrow end of uterus is called as urethra, cervix, cervix. Other than Spirogyra, fragmentation also occurs in dash. Amoeba, Hydra, Planaria, none of these. Other than Spirogyra, fragmentation also occurs in dash. Amoeba, Hydra, Planaria, none of these. Again, other than Spirogyra, fragmentation also occurs in dash. Amoeba, Hydra, Planaria, none of these. Which option is correct? Amoeba A, B, Hydra, C, Planaria, D, none of these. C, Planaria. Planaria also so reproduced by fragmentation. Planaria and Spirogyra are two organisms which reproduces by fragmentation. Then, which of the following cell is formed as the product of fertilization? Which of the following cell is formed as a result, as a product of fertilization? Embryo, gamete, zygote, fruit. Which answer is correct? Mention. Give the answer. Which of the following cell is formed as the product of fertilization? Embryo, gamete, zygote, fruit. Zygote is a cell which is formed as a product of fertilization. After fertilization, when two gametes are fused, male and female gamete, the zygote is formed. Zygote is a single cell. Next question. The full form of a DNA. Deoxyribonucleic acid. Name an organism in which multiple fission take place. Name an organism in which multiple fission take place. Multiple fission. Mention the answer in chat box. Multiple fission. Plasmodium, malaria parasite Plasmodium, which shows multiple fission. Amoeba shows binary fission. In binary fission, a parent amoeba reproduces by binary fission into two daughter amoeba. From a mother amoeba by binary fission to form two daughter amoeba. Next, what happens when a planaria gets cut into two pieces? Each piece grows into a complete organism through regeneration. Planaria also fragmentation and also regeneration. Name three methods by which plant reproduces by stem. By stem, plant reproduces in three methods. By stem, the method is also cutting. By stem, the method is also layering. By stem, the method is also grafting. Grafting, layering and cutting are the three methods of reproduction where stem is used. Name the part of a bryophyllum where the buds are produced of vegetative propagation. For vegetative propagation. Name the part of a bryophyllum where the buds are produced for vegetative propagation. Which part? Leaves. In bryophyllum, where are the male and female gametes produced in flowers? Male gametes are produced in pollen grains and female gametes are produced in embryo sac of ovule or ovary. Name the causative organism of AIDS. HIV virus. Name the causative organism of AIDS is HIV virus. Name the male and female gonads in human beings. The male gonad is testis and female gonad or male reproductive organ or part is testis and the female gonad means female reproductive part is ovary. What name is given to primary sex organ? In primary sex organs are named by gonads. Primary sex organs are named by gonads. Horsu, testis and ovary, you are right, very good. Where are you from, Harsu? Next. Name two types of openings of a female reproductive vagina or reproductive system. Vaginal opening or urethral opening. Where is DNA found in a cell? What is the location of DNA? Or where we found DNA in a cell? We found DNA in a cell. It's nucleus, mitochondria and chloroplast. We found DNA in a nucleus, mitochondria and chloroplast. When an organism bears both the type of sex organ, what name is given to such organism? Bisexual. Both sex means bisexual. If one sex are present, unisexual. Name the process by which organism produce new young ones. This is a very simple reproduction. What is the product of fertilization? Haploid zygote or diploid zygote? Diploid zygote, which is a cell, chromosome number is 2n. So that is known as diploid zygote. Name the male and female reproductive parts of a flower. Mention male reproductive part of a flower is stamen and female reproductive part of a flower is carpel or pistil. What is the other name of tissue culture? Tissue culture is a type of artificial vegetative propagation. What is the other name for tissue culture? Micropropagation. List any two contraceptive method practiced only by women. Use of IUD contraceptive device like copper T. Another one is surgical method such as tubectomy. In tubectomy, the oviducts are cut and folded. So that is why ovums are not carried through the oviduct. This is the permanent contraceptive method for prevention of pregnancy. Name the body part where fertilization occurs in a human female. Name the reproductive part or body part where fertilization occurs in human females. In human females, fertilization occurs in the uterus or fallopian tube. Fallopian or oviduct, not uterus. Jatin Gula. What are function of stomata? Very good. Stomata are meant for transfer of gases and transpiration, water loss through the stomata. Name the type of nucleic acid, DNA and RNA. Deoxyribonucleic acid and RNA, ribonucleic acid. Name parts of a stamen. Stamen is the male reproductive part of a flower. Stamen consists of anther and filament. Stamen consists of anther and filament. Where are the pollen grains formed or produced? Pollen grains are the male gamete are produced from anthers. What is the expanded form of AIDS? Okay, Jan Gula. Your question is what are the function of stomata? What are tropic movement? Okay, tropic movement will be discussed after reproduction chapter. Okay. Stay tuned. After this chapter, traffic movement, control and coordination will be discussed. Okay. What is the expanded form of OAVS? What is the expanded form of OAVS? Okay. Your question is what is traffic movement? Okay. Traffic movement are directional movement in plants that occur in response to external stimuli like light, touch, etc. Traffic movement are the directional movement in plants that occur in response to stimulus. That are the traffic movement. Positive traffic movement means the are directional movement in plants that occur in response to towards the external stimuli. Negative traffic means directional movement that occurs in response to external stimuli to opposite the response. Okay. Next, what is the expanded form of AIDS? Acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. Where is embryo sac present? Where is embryo sac present in the flower? In flower, embryo sac is present in the ovule of ovary. Embryo sacs are present in the ovule of ovary. Then what is the primary sex organ in human female? Ovary. What are the male reproductive parts of male? Male reproductive parts are a pair of testes, a pair of sperm dog, a penis. And female reproductive parts are a pair of ovaries, a pair of oviduct or fallopian tube, and uterus. Why cannot fertilization take place in flowers if fertilization does not occur? 2011 CBSE question. Why cannot fertilization take place in flowers if pollination does not occur? Suppose pollination does not occur in flower, why fertilization take place? If pollination does not take place, male gamete is not available to the female part of flower. So fertilization means fusion of male and female gamete will not take place. Next, control and coordination. Pancreas secretes dash hormone. Pancreas secretes dash hormones. Insulin, thyroxine. Pancreas secretes insulin hormone. Next question. A doctor advised a person to take injection of insulin because of dash. His blood pressure is high, or his heartbeat was high, or his blood sugar was high, or his thyroxine level in blood was high. Which problem? A doctor advised a person to take injection of insulin. Why insulin injection was advised by a doctor to the patient? If his blood sugar was high, means the sugar level in the blood is high, where insulin that controls the sugar level in our blood. Insulin is a hormone which is produced from pancreas. The function of insulin is to balance or maintain the sugar level in the blood. If the secretion of insulin is lack or short, then sugar level in the blood is high. If sugar level is blood, then hyperglycemia or diabetes occurs. Then doctor advise a person to take injection of insulin. All the voluntary actions of our body are controlled by dash: cerebrum, cerebellum, bones, medulla. All the voluntary actions of our body are controlled by cerebrum. Gustatory receptors will detect dash: gustatory receptors, phonoreceptors. Gustatory receptors will detect dash: light, taste, smell, touch. Gustatory receptors will detect taste. Okay. The gap between two neuron cells. The gap between two neuron cells is called dash: synapse or synthesis or dendron or axon. The gap between two neuron cells or nerve cell is called synapse. Through synapse, the electrical signal or electrical impulse pass. Involuntary actions including blood pressure, salivation and vomiting are controlled by in the hindbrain. Medulla, cerebellum, cerebrum, medulla. Dash is a growth inhibitor hormone. Dash is a growth inhibitor hormone in plants. Dash is a growth inhibitor hormone in plants. Control and coordination chapter from NCERT. Chand. 10th Science NCERT, control and coordination. Okay. Dash is a growth inhibitor hormone in plants. Auxin, cytokinin, abscisic acid, ABA or gibberellic acid. ABA, abscisic acid is a growth inhibitor, means it prevents the growth. Growth inhibitor hormone in plant is abscisic acid. The endocrine organ present in human female but not in human male. The endocrine organ which is present in human female but not present in human male. Which endocrine organ? Ovary. Ovary is the endocrine organ which present in the human female but not present in human male. People living in coastal areas. Another question. People living in coastal areas suffer less from goitre. Suffer less from goitre. This is because they eat seafood, they drink seawater, they bath in seawater, all the above. If they eat seafood means suffer less from goitre, means they do not lack of iodine. If they sufficient consume salt water, means salt, the iodine level is high, so deficiency of iodine causes goitre. The direction of impulse in a typical neuron is dash: axon to dendron, dendron to axon. Both A and B are correct, both A and B are wrong. Means the direction of impulse in a typical neuron is dendron to axon. Next, dendron to axon, dendron to axon, dendron to axon. M. Sahadev. Okay, my name is M. Sahadev. The endocrine gland whose malfunctioning causes diabetes disease is dash pituitary gland, thyroid gland, pancreas gland. Pancreas gland. Obviously, pancreas secretes insulin. If pancreas do not secrete insulin,